Hi, Marianne Croce here from Small Biz Vantage and the creator of 3 Day Weekends Coaching. And I'm always glad to be here on a Tuesday, 2 p.m. Eastern Time, to do these weekly lives. If you don't know me, I do these for two reasons. One is for you to shift your perspective or your vantage, if you will, of your business and turn it into your competitive edge. And the second reason is for you to take one thing away each week and apply it, implement it that week. I do these quick in less than 15 minutes. And for those of you that don't know who I work with, I primarily work with automotive and shop owners, business owners who are in the skilled trades. I grew up in the trades. My husband and I own a shop. We've owned it since 1999. And I understand those businesses really, really well. And a lot of good people in there. Most of those people want a next level, and they get to a point where they want to just stop going all the time and they want a level their business, but also have a life. And that's where I come in and help. So let's get started with this week's topic. This week is don't confuse goals and projects. It will cost you. And I did this one because this is timely. This is the time of year where a lot of people set goals for the year. And I thought that this would be a great topic to cover this week and really unpack. Because what I found is that, I look forward to the new year and its opportunities and possibilities. But, you know, what, when you think about it, what I don't want to do, right, is overload myself with lots of goals. And that's what I see many owners doing. They really do overload themselves. And the reason why many of them feel overloaded is because they confuse goals and projects. So they put a ton of goals on their list and they sound great and they're enthusiastic about them. But what they're really talking about are projects most of the time when I talk one-on-one with them. So I really want to unpack this today because I think it's so important and it's really timely. If you find this valuable, please share it with another business owner that you know we can all learn from each other. So here's how it works. You create a goal. A goal is more than something that you want to achieve. I say it has that component. We're talking about an outcome. So it's an outcome that you want. That's really what a goal is. You're looking for some kind of outcome. And I want to use examples because I think it's really important to keep it real. So I'm going to use two examples for this week's 15 minutes. The first one is a business owner says they want to increase sales or profits in my business. That's what they say. And I say, okay, now let's put the so that component in. So that what? And someone might say, so that I can offer more benefits to my team because I'm really grateful for them. So now we've completed it. We know the outcome that we want and why. If you just say, I want to increase sales or profits so that, and it's something that's just about you, it's hard to get the team aligned with that. So what's the reason for increasing sales and profits? What's the outcome? Now let's use another example. You want to gain back 8 hours a week, right? Okay, that sounds great. But what's the true outcome? If that happens, what's the result? What will happen? So gain back 8 hours a week so that I have more time for my family because I want healthy relationships. So that's what the so that component is. It's actually digging a little bit deeper and taking the idea of a goal to the next level. Breaking it down. Now, these two examples can carry you through a whole year. Just the ones that I said, either increasing sales or profits, because your sales might be great, but you might say, I should be more profitable. So, you may choose either one of those, or it may be gaining back 8 hours a week. I'm just using these as examples, but there are others, of course. But the idea is that's your goal for the year. You can set the goal for each area of your life, because we have to remember that you are more than work. And you can use this for goal setting in all areas of your life, whether it's the business, personal, relationships, or health. So basically, that's how you set the goal. Then the next step of this is the projects. And this is where I see a lot of people calling a project a goal. A project is a plan that supports the goal. So using the same examples that I gave you, projects to support either increasing sales or profits, or projects that would gain back 8 hours a week. What are the projects, the plan that you need to support that goal? Okay, so let's go with increasing sales or profits. Well, one project could be going in and understanding and knowing your numbers. How well do you know them? And you say, okay, one of my projects is going to be that I'm really going to hone that. I'm going to build that skill, and I'm really going to understand and know my numbers. So that's something that is a project that I'm going to work on. Very aligned to help you reach your goal. Another one may be that you want to align your team with the goal of increased sales and profits, because you want them to align with that makes sense. And you tell them, so that part of it, what you're going to do. You want to be able to, give more benefits to them. So now it makes sense. So what we do is we start assessing how well you understand your numbers. And if you need help, you get them and you review them for improvements. Maybe you'll find out that you need some sales training or some customer service training. Maybe it's better communication with your team, or it could be cost cutting. These aren't goals, they're projects that support the goal. So let's use the other one as an example. The one that you're going to gain back 8 hours a week. Assess where you're spending most of your time. That would be a great project. What role and activities are in your skill set and which ones are not in your skill set? Because we're all really good at something and we enjoy doing that. And as owners, we wear a lot of hats. So what are the roles or activities that are in your wheelhouse, your skill set, and which ones aren't? Are you spending time in a role or in activities that you enjoy or that you don't enjoy? Are you making the most of your skill sets, or do you need to grow? Do you need to develop some of those skill sets? So that could be a project. Assessing where you're spending your time. That could be one project. And what roles or activities are in your skill set and which ones are not. Right? So those are two different projects that could be worked on. So what happens is when I see many owners or leaders or even managers confusing goals and projects, it can cause overload. This is when you find yourself being pulled in many different directions, and overload can lead to burnout. And then what burnout does is it crushes your joy, and you find that you're not enjoying work anymore. And that's a place where, you don't want to be, but it can happen. It can happen very easily, and it can happen more often than you realize. So once you have your goals and your projects that support the goal, now this actually creates momentum. It actually fuels you because everything is aligned. So the other challenge here is once you determine what your projects are going to be, a lot of times what owners and leaders and managers do is they try to do them all themselves. And you may be a good fit for some, but you may not be a good fit for all. So the idea here is you can actually delegate or outsource some of this. And I'll tell you, when you start doing that, it is freeing. And it's amazing because you get more done. It's just, it's unbelievable what you can get done during a day. So the next step is tasks. These are the actions that someone will take to support the project. These are actually the steps. So example, let's say that you decided when you came up with a project and you looked to see about increasing your sales or your profitability. Let's say that you decided that your customer service isn't consistent. So you know what? I looked into it. I did my project on increasing sales, increasing profits, and I did that project and I looked at my numbers, and customer service isn't consistent. So some people are better at this than others. Have your best customer service person write out their process. If that's you, then write out your process. If it's someone else on your team that really is good at this, have them write it out. Start with bullet points and have them go a little bit deeper. Have them use my So That framework so everybody understands the outcome of great customer service, to be able to take it to the level of customer care. So the next example would be you're working many more hours than you should have to, and it's affecting other areas of your life. So you're going to cut back your hours and empower your team. Well, what needs to be done? Clear expectations need to be set. That has to be done. And the other part of this is you can go in and you can do the same exact thing. Put together systems and processes that are in your head and start with bullet points. Then go a little bit deeper. And when you do that, get input from your team. So in either one of these examples, you could use that So That framework and go a little bit deeper. And this is how you collaborate with your team, get your team on board, get them aligned. So have the person who does this, creates this for you, have them teach others. Measure the results, tweak if needed. Name your new customer service system. Give it a name. Have that person help you. You might even want to give them a project bonus for helping with it. That's a way to incentivize people and for them to know that you really do value and appreciate them. There's lots of ways to show your team that you value and appreciate them. Use their skills to create a win-win-win environment for your business, for you, and for your team. So it's a great way to start off the year and build momentum needed to keep to keep going even when we face challenges. Because let's be honest, challenges are going to happen and we need to keep going. We don't want to give up on our goals. We want to be able to keep going with them. So remember that a goal stays the same, but the project may change as needed to achieve the goal, right? The goal stays the same, but the project may change. So just to do a quick little recap, get clear on your goal, then choose projects that align with and support your goal. Then implement with the tasks needed to complete each project. Remember to outsource and delegate when you can. This will actually keep that momentum going. So I was really happy to have everyone here this week. If you find this valuable, please share it with another business owner. We can all learn from each other. And I'll see you next week. Have an enjoyable week.